Hello friends and welcome to my channel IB or Listening Developer. So like you all know that previously on we have covered up many of the things using C++ language, and I hope you understand all the videos which we have covered up yet. So in previous video I have told you about access specifiers, that when we are using access specifier, so why we are using it and what's the purpose to use different type of specifiers that we have seen in the previous video. So in this video I'll be telling you about encapsulation here, and I'll be telling you that what is encapsulation, why we use it, and how to use it in C++. So I hope you'll be understanding this different video here in C++. So if you understand this video and if you enjoy this tutorial of encapsulation, so remember to hit a like to this video. And if you're new on this channel and want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I'll be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's get started. So now here we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I'll be telling you about encapsulation here. So first of all, we have to understand that what is meaning of encapsulation here. The meaning of encapsulation is to make sure that sensitive data is hidden from users. To achieve this, you must declare class variables attributes as private, cannot be accessed from outside the class. If you want others to read or modify the value of a private member, you can provide public get and set methods. So it is just saying the meaning of encapsulation is to make sure that the sensitive data which you are adding in your program or in your C++ file is hidden from the users, and to achieve this you must declare class variables which should be private and cannot be accessed from outside class. And that's the short summary of encapsulation, that what's the meaning of encapsulation is. If we understand what is access private members, because as I told you, if we want to use encapsulation, like if we want to make the data sensitive, means hidden from the user, so for that we need to use some private members, and now we have to understand how we can access private members in encapsulation. So to access a private attribute, use public get and set methods. Like here I have also told you that if we want to modify or if we want to access any private member, so for that we need to use public get and set methods. And to use get and set methods, normally we will be starting with the starting codes of C++, and after that we will be normally creating a class like we have seen previously, and then I will be using a access specifier which will be as private. Like I have told you in previous video that there are three types of access specifier, and this is the second type of access specifier which we are using with class, which is private, because I want this init salary, the attribute which I am writing in this private access specifier, should be hidden from the user. So that's why I'm writing is as private. And after writing this, I'll be creating an other access specifier which will be as public, because I want that this attribute which I'm getting, it should be not be hidden from the user. So that's why I'm not using the private attribute this time, I'm using a public specifier here. And after writing these all things, I need to just run this class as well, or you can say we need to call this class as well. So when we run this, all output we should be getting in our console. So because of that, I will be creating another class of initmain in which I will be calling these classes, which is employee, and these access specifier with that, which is my object, and dot set salary which we are using here, which is a string here in public access specifier which we are using. So you can do one thing as well, like you can write in the place of public, you can write private to see if you are using this public specifier at the top in the place of private, and in the place of public you are using the attribute as private. So what output you are getting, you can do that as well, but I will be just recommending you to not do these things, because from that it will be really confusing for you. So remember to just add private specifier at first, so you can see when you are writing any private attribute in your class what output you are getting, and with that when you are writing a public attribute, sorry, public specifier, so what output you are getting in that. So you will be getting all the things running in the public specifier like this, and in the private you will be getting this init salary, which should be not shown in the output, because we want this thing should be hidden from the users which are running this output or which are running this program. And after that we'll be calling these all things in init main class, so that I can get all the things which we have written running in the output. Now after doing that, we need to understand that what is this example about. Like this is the explanation of this example. The salary attribute is at private, which have restricted access. The public set salary method takes a parameter s and assigns it to the salary attribute, salary equal to s. The public get salary method returns the value of the private salary attribute. Inside main, we create an object of the employee class. Now we can use the set salary method to set the value of the private attribute to 50,000. Then we call the get salary method on the object to return the value. So simply it is saying us that the salary attribute which we are using is private because we have restricted the access, and the public set salary method which we are using in the public specifier will be taking a parameter as s, and s is a parameter which we are writing in set salary, and it will be assigning the salary attribute to s. So it means that salary equal to s. After that, the public get salary method which we are using will be returning the value of private salary attribute which we have used here. And after that, when we have done with these all things, so inside main we will be creating an object of employee cost so that we can just use that set salary method which we have used in the public specifier, and we can set the value of private attribute to any value we want to. Like for example, if I want that my employee salary should be 50,000, so I'll be setting the attribute to 50,000, or you can set it to any other value if you want, and then we'll be calling get salary method on the object to return the main value which we have written in the private attribute as 50,000 or any other value which you have written. And why we need to use encapsulation, that's the really important thing here. It is considered good practice to declare your class attributes as private as often as you can. Encapsulation ensures better control of your data because you or others can change one part of the code without affecting other parts, increase security of data. That's the important 2 points which we are having here, that why we need to use encapsulation or why we can use encapsulation. Now we need to copy these all things here from which we can understand if we are using it with practical examples of what output we are getting in our console. I'll be just copying this thing here, and after copying this I'll be just moving on to my Google Chrome here, and after that I'll be opening my Replit IDE. After opening Replit IDE, I'll be just now selecting my first REPL which is access specifier, and I'll be just removing the name and I'll be changing it to, like in this video, like I've told you, in this video we'll be learning about encapsulation. So I'll be writing here encapsulation like this. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'll be just writing here in C++ because we are learning encapsulation in C++, and I'll be pressing enter. After doing these all things, I'll be removing all these things and pasting all the things which we have copied. And after pasting these things, you can just see we are now getting all the things here in our Replit IDE, and now we have to run to check what output we are getting when we are running these things here. After running, if I show you, you can just see the output we are getting is 50,000 printed, because as I told you, the init s which we are using is a attribute which will be setting the salary parameter as s, and this salary parameter which we are adding is because we need this 50,000 value should be printed in the output. And when we are calling the main function here, and in this main function when we are calling our main class which is employee, so after that we are getting this 50,000 printed in the parameter of dot salary which we are using in the public keyword. And we want this public keyword, like the public specifier which we are writing, should be having the value which should be like having a parameter. So that's why we are assigning a parameter as init s, and after writing this parameter in the main function we are calling 50,000 in parameter again of set salary, so that I can get the 50,000 printed in the output, and that's the salary of our employee which we have assigned. You can give some other values as well. If I write here like in the place of 50, if I write 80,000, so you will be getting different value printed. You will be getting 80,000 printed this time. If I run it again, you can just see now the output which we are getting is 80,000, nothing is changed. So I hope you understand how we are just using encapsulation in C++ and why we use it, because it is just having a really good security of data. That's, I think, a main point to use encapsulation here. So if you have understand this video, like how to use encapsulation, why we use it, and where to use it, so remember to hit a like to this video. And if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like that, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I'll be uploading in future. So just I'll be meeting you next video or in next tutorial here of C++, and I hope you'll be enjoying that as well. So for today, goodbye.